Welcome to LSC and Group 5A playoffs. We're at Darling Stadium Friday night, November 27th, 2015, and the 10-2 Indian River Braves visit the 12-0 Hampton Crabbers. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Henson, along with Brent Musgrove and Steve Fry on camera. This is the quarterfinals with only the winner advancing. It's a do-or-die situation. Brent, we haven't seen the Braves play this year, but at this point, everybody that got here is a pretty good team.
Yeah, you don't get this far with luck alone. You've got to have some talent on that team, and you've got to have some good coaching. So this is going to be a good game. Hampton and Indian River both have worked their way up the food chain, so to speak, to get to this point. And the two teams that Indian River lost to are no slouches, and Hampton has had it's 12-0, but they haven't run away with too many games here in the playoffs.
No, they haven't. They've kind of struggled a little bit, but Hampton always finds a way to win. Now, Indian River would like to do a coup. They beat Bethel in their 2 weeks ago. They beat Kickintan last week. They'd love to take care of Hampton, take care of the Peninsula District, is what we used to call the Peninsula District.
Yeah. That would be a heck of a coup for them to do that. And let's not say anything other than the fact that Indian River has a good team. If you look at their size and their strength of their schedule, this hadn't been the easiest season for them.
No, it really hasn't. Now, number 6, Tyree Givens Wilson, the quarterback for the Indian River team, former Bethel, was over to Bethel.
Freshman and sophomore.
Freshman and sophomore year, and then moved over. And he's got a couple other guys that have matriculated over there by Great Bridge, and that's the Staten kid and another kid by the name of, I can't remember his name right offhand, but I will get it. But he's got Isaiah Hyman is the other one. Those two guys moved from Great Bridge, who played Hampton last year. So all these games, they got a little bit of history here.
And you talk about the quarterback, number 6. Now, we're not talking about no small young man either. He comes in at 6'3", 210. And don't kid yourself, folks. This team runs 4 wideouts. As Bob will talk to you more about later. They're a throwing team. They put the ball in the air, and it's going to be a test for the Crabbers secondary tonight.
It really is. Now, with going out there to the flip of the coin, we have Bill Dozier's crew out there. He's the referee. The umpire is our buddy George Adamowski. Head linesman is Donnie Young. Line judge is Mike Van. The side judge is John Deck. Field judge Scott Davis, and the back judge Mike Mitchell. These guys, this is a veteran crew. This crew last year went and did some state finals in different groups, and again, this year, they're probably the cream of the crop on the Peninsula District. And I say that because Bill pays me every now and then just to mention that, Bill Dozier.
Hampton is receiving on the opening kickoff. And so it's a little unusual. Usually Hampton likes a choice, but we will see how it goes. The officials gather together to introduce each other.
They say, okay, guys, get ready. When I say break, go.
That's what I say. Get ready to say. All of a sudden, boom, they just take off.
So Hampton's going to be an offense first. I'll go over the offense for the Hampton. The quarterback is Juvan Quillen. The running back, Demetrius Strickland. The fullback is Kareem Williams. The flex is Anton Brown. The split end is Trayvon Davis. Number 5, the wideout, Daz Newsom. You got to watch him. The center, Jalen Powell. The 2 guards, Eric Christie and Donnell Coleman. And the tackles, Justin Red and Patrick Morse.
At the cornerbacks, number 10,
You want to do those?
Oh, you want to do the defense now?
Yeah, get them out while we can.
All right, here's the defense for Indian River. Bruce Boone and nose tackle. The other 2 tackles are Cotton and Wool, I think it is, or White.
White, yeah.
White. Linebackers are Yulee, Bakula, and Smith. Cornerbacks are Knight and Harvey, and the safeties are Best and Locke. And those are your defensive players for your Indian River Braves.
This is, we'll see right away what they're going to do with Hampton. Hampton's had some problem running the ball because everybody that scouts Hampton know you got to stop Quillen and you got to stop Daz Newsom. Well, this is when Smith will step up. This is when Strickland will step up. And Hampton's defense has gotten real good. They're bigger than they've been in the past,
Brent.
Brent.
They've got more of a line than they've had in a long time.
And the game is underway.
A little squib kick.
But you know
nice
why?
tackle. Nice tackle.
You know why that is? They want to keep that ball away from Jazz Newsom.
Well, Hampton takes the ball at the 25, 1st and 10.
And that was number 44 for Hampton, bringing the ball back. Robert Johnson, just a sophomore, 5'8", 175. He got the first carry in the game to get first down on the 26, Brent.
Okay. I'm trying to check a little bit. We'll see who Hampton's going to put out at receiver. Of course, we've got Newsom.
Newsom is wide.
Strickland's coming off the field. 24.
Straight ahead, and nothing there. Ran right into it. Now they play a defense that they have a nose tackle and they have two defensive ends, basically is what they call them. 3 linebackers. They're going to crowd with those 7 guys, Brent. They're going to crowd and try to stop anything up the middle. And Hampton got absolutely nothing on that. Be 2nd and 10.
That almost reminds you of the old Lake Taylor. They're going to make you beat them somewhere else.
Right.
They're not going to get much up the middle as a rule.
You're going to have to pass, and they think that their pass defense is pretty good.
There he is in the flat. Too late.
He threw it a little bit behind Daz Newsom, him being Javon Quillen. Now, I'll call him Jovan Quillen. I'll call him Bubba Quillen. His dad is Jovan Quillen, and his granddad is John Quillen, but they call him Q. So, okay, so yeah, I got all kinds of names I can throw out there.
Well, you can't stand up in church and say, well, Mr. Quillen, please stand up. 'Cause
No.
half the choir in the front row is stand up.
3rd and 10 for the Crabbers.
Still only got 2 wide receivers out there, Bob.
Now,
3 now.
Mike's got to call timeout because they didn't have the right personnel in there for that particular play that he evidently was getting ready to run, and they had to burn a timeout, and that's
less than a minute gone in the game. I know that drives him crazy.
It really does.
This is your 13th game of the season, and I know that'll make Mike happy.
Well, we're lucky enough to have a decent, it's going to be in the 50s for the most part for the game, but the field is wet. As you can look out there and see the dark places that you see, you can slip on those places. Well, Hampton is 3rd and 10. This is a big, big down for them. Brent, if you can get a first down here, that will do a lot to
boost their confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And now the officials are coming in doing something else. He's got 2 people in the backfield and 3 wideouts, Bob. And he's got 12, 24, and 5 split out.
Well, Quillen is in the pistol, and he's got plenty of time. Little high, oh, and I thought Newsom was going forward. And who is this young man down here? Number
24, I think.
12. Number 12 was almost got it. And that was Kamari Hunter. Kamari is just a sophomore. Brent, he's 5'11", 175. But Hampton's going to have to punt. And the punter is Quillen. Deep for the Braves is number 12 and number 10. And that's Knight and Harvey. Knight being number 10.
Got a high kick.
And he's
going for a fair catch.
And that was Knight. Jermeek Knight. Okay, let me give you real quick of the Indian River offense. Center is Johnson. The guards are Staten and Cartwright. The tackles are Ramirez and Moore. The wideouts, and there's 4 of them, Griffin, Hunter, Brest, and Knight. The running back is Tyane Smith, and the quarterback Ty Givens Wilson.
We'll give you Hampton's defense in just a second. They're set up real quick to put a play. Let me say this, the 2 defensive tackles for Hampton are Kalati and Johnson. Defensive ends are Coleman and Jones. Linebackers are Smith, Brown, and Majette. He's back to pass his first play.
And it was intended for number 7, and that's Devon Hunter. And he's just a junior, 6'2", 210. They're going to have to put this young man, and you were saying he's 6'3", good size young man, that quarterback.
Yeah, he's they list him at 6'3", 210, I believe. they do like to throw.
He's got one back there, and he gives him the ball.
There's a hold right there. With it.
Yep, went off tackle. Looked like he picked up that's
Number
number
20.
21, yeah, 21, and that's
Smith.
Smith. And picked up, looks like about 7 yards, almost 7. We'll give him 6.
So maybe 3rd down and 4. Finish the defense for Hampton. I've given you the linebackers. Cornerbacks are Wells and Newsom. Safeties are Taylor and Quillen.
Well, we got 2 backs in the backfield right now. One is swinging out. Nice pass, big kid. Wow.
Pass caught by the Braves, number 7, Devin Hunter.
54 for Hampton was in on the tackle that time, and that's
number
Majette.
54, Wanye Juice Majette for the Crabbers.
Did you see who got that?
Number 7 caught the ball. That's Hunter.
That's Hunter.
Yeah.
They got, again, now they got 4 wideouts, 2 at the top, 2 at the end, and then they put 1 in motion and give him the ball.
Number 7.
And a good job that time by number 2, and that was Strickland, and he was being held. He was being held. Great job of spreading and making the defense go east and west instead of north and south that time. But there was a definite hold. And if it's a spot foul, it will be from the 45, which will take it back to the 45 of Indian River. They're 45, so it brings up 1st down now and 22.
Because that was a loss of 2 by number 7.
Well, it was spot foul. That was where the
Yeah, he lost 2 on the tackle, and then a spot foul was 2 yards behind the original line of scrimmage.
right. All right, we got 3 wideouts at the top of the screen and 1 down at the bottom, 1 back there for Gibbons, and now we got the line. We got a penalty stoppage of
timeout.
somebody called timeout. Okay, we will now play that down. Look at number 73, big kid. Is the center for Indian River, and he is Brandon Johnson, 6'3", just a sophomore, 345. He doesn't miss many meals. And there's Givers looking, throwing wide open, number 10 for, and that's Jermeek Knight, wide open, but
Picked up 15 yards.
yeah, wow.
Covering him for the Crabbers is number 7, Rashad Taylor.
Still not a 1st down, though.
No. Well, he hasn't moved the down marker yet because we have
He dropped the pass?
he dropped the pass incomplete. Well, that brings up a 3rd and 22. Smith.
Second and 22.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 2nd. That's right. Over the other
But
one.
it was incomplete, but that was a nice throw by that young
Yes,
man,
it
I'll
was
tell you.
an excellent throw. The kid was wide open. Oh, they had him and they left him out and then just overthrew number 9, Kareem Best down there. Defending for Hampton is Jaquan Brown, number 8.
On the coverage for the Crabbers, number 9, Elijah Conlon, number 11, Darrell Wells.
So now we got a 3rd and 20. I knew we was going to have 3rd and 22. I just was a play before.
You got that ESP thing going
Yeah,
on.
I got the ESPN going there.
Let's see if Hampton can get some pressure. A little flat pass. He's going to get a 1st.
No,
Stopping 2
very
yards short.
close to a 1st down. They're going to mark it at the 35.
Number 10, Jermeek Knight.
What a
It's
nice
number
little
10.
pass.
Number 10.
And that's Jermeek Knight again, junior, 5'7", 150. And it's a make
20-yard pass.
4th down and 2.
Pick up significant yardage
You know,
on
go
the
for it,
4th
right?
Yep.
and 2.
And they're going to go, I'll bet your quarterback sneak. What do you think, big kid like that?
Got a lot of beef in the back.
Yep.
I don't think they got it.
It depends on the spot, but I don't think they got it either. They're spotting it at the 34-yard line. He had to go to the 33.
It was 21 that ran the ball, I believe. Yep. Picked up 1.
And there was Smith again.
An official timeout for a measurement on the field.
I don't believe he got it. That's a pretty good gamble, you know, with two yards, but you figure that you're going to get it. But, Brent, they didn't spread out.
No.
They got in tight so Hampton's defense could get in tight. They didn't have to worry about any wideouts, but they thought they're big enough they'd be able to move them. But I don't think they got it. I may be wrong. No, they didn't get it. The Hampton ball.
Turned it over.
He's come up short, and the ball is going to go over to the Hampton Crackers.
All right, that's a big stop for both teams, Bob.
Yes, it is.
And Hampton will take over at the 34-yard line.
And their second possession, they didn't pick up anything on that first possession.
No. They had a rough time.
Seems like Hampton has not getting the right people in the thing. Nice hole there by Smith. Nice run out of bounds at the 49 of Indian River.
No flags on the field. That's a 15-yard pickup.
Smith. He has enough for a clever first down.
Well, I tell you what, they found a seam in there, and they really went. They mark it at the 48, Brent.
Indian River Braves, number 12, Jaquan Harvey.
Harvey in on the tackle that time, number 12, one of the cornerbacks. See, now if your cornerbacks and safeties are making the tackles, that means that you're picking up 8 yards at least.
Yeah, you're talking about that a lot. They're getting into that backfield.
Initial first down for the Crabbers. And this is Strickland. Strickland is upended after about 3 yards at the 45.
They gave it him 3.
Yes.
So it's going to make it 2nd and 7. That was his first carry, I believe.
Yeah. I think, well, he may have carried one earlier, but I don't.
Yeah, that was negated by a penalty.
Oh, that's true.
77 for the Crabbers with 7:58 remaining in the quarter.
And there goes Smith again, almost.
Oh, that should have been a flag right there.
That last hit?
Yep.
Yeah, he was down when he got hit, but no flag was thrown. And picked up a couple yards, so it's 3rd and 5.
That was Smith that carried that one.
Yes, Smith, number 32.
Indian River Braves.
Traquan Smith, he is 5'10", 195 junior.
Well, Hampton's changing the field position a little bit. They can keep this up. It's 3rd and 5.
And this is usually a running play by the quarterback, which it is, and just a quarterback keeper, and bowled over number 12.
He got it.
Has the carry.
And he got a stinger.
Yeah, he got stung.
Jaquan Harvey made the tackle, but and I think Quillen is going to take a breather as Daz Newsom is in at quarterback.
Is it Daz or number 10?
That's number 5 is at quarterback.
All marked at the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Crabbers.
We have people running in and out there. There's Newsom taking the ball down just short of the 30-yard line, Brent. I didn't think he had anything there.
Daz Newsom, he runs hard, picks up 5 yards.
Picked up about 5, didn't he?
Yes, 5 yards that time.
Bringing down number 7, Devin Hunter. With
Newsom back in that quarterback. Can you see Quillen
I'm
on the
trying
sideline?
to see him on the sideline. I can't find him, but he come out kind of moving his neck and everything around, and I don't see anybody talking to him. I don't see him. And we Hampton's
Second timeout.
second timeout with 6:03 to go in the first quarter.
Timeout with 6:03 remaining in the quarter.
And Nick Quillen, I see him right there standing with his helmet off.
Now, yeah.
With the owner of a dark blue.
And you know this, you're really worried about these young men, especially with the new emphasis on the concussions and everything, and you get hit. And he ran head on into the number 12, I think it was,
And
Harvey.
when we see that game again, see that play again, you'll see where he tried to cut back, and his feet just went out
From under him, and that's
his momentum and the tackler. I mean,
right, and his head hit the young man in the chest that was tackling him and kind of went back a little bit. So I just I hope it's just a little stinger or something that has happened. But he had his helmet, or still has his helmet off. You can see him over there on the. He's not with the crew. I don't know. He's talking to. I don't know, one of the trainers or somebody.
Yeah, he's talking to the helmet's going back on now. So this brings up a second down and 5.
Well, they do a protocol.
Quillen's coming back in.
You're right. They do a protocol to
Right.
check on it, and if everything looks good, then they'll let him go.
Quillen's back in the game, and look at Newsom the way he's lined up now.
He's lined up like we got a flag because of too many people.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Penalty marker on the field.
Illegal substitution.
There's a substitution infraction.
And this is what gets me.
against
You
the
come
Hampton
back
Crabs.
out of a timeout, and you have illegal substitution.
So that's going to make it second down
Second
and
and
10.
10 instead of second and 5.
Yep.
That's a big penalty. When you're only picking up a few yards at a time.
5-yard penalty, second and 10.
Inside reverse. He can get by him.
And there's the speed. There's the speed. He stepped out of
He
bounds.
must have stepped out of bounds because the official
The
didn't.
give goes to Dan
But
Newsom
about
at the
looks like about the 20, 19-yard line. That speed is
35.
very deceptive, wasn't it?
Man, when he hit that corner, he
was run out of
made a
bounds
move.
right on
Well,
the
he was
21
nice
line,
stiff arm.
for the play.
Looked like he picked up about 12, Bob. No, it's a
Okay.
20-15.
Newsom has picked up a Crabber first down inside the 20
From the
at the
35
19
to
yeah,
the
well,
20, right?
Mark it at the 19-yard line, Brent.
Okay, so that's 16.
That's the first time I saw.
Well, I know the defender, I didn't mean to interrupt, thought he had a beat at Jed. He put that stiff arm on him, buddy, and was able to beat him around the corner.
Straight ahead, just a direct snap to the running back that time. I think that was Smith.
The carry, number 32,
Yep.
Saquon
Yep.
Smith for the Crabbers.
So he picked up, picking up about, what did you say, 3?
Yeah, so, 3 yards.
Gain of 4 yards will make it.
Well, they're going to call it 4.
Second and
All right,
6.
we'll call it 4.
Well, he's generous.
Yes, but hey,
You've always been known to be generous?
yes,
Okay.
no.
No?
When it comes to certain things my wife fixes for dinner, the kids have got to fend for themselves. That's all I got. Quillen running again, picked up.
Ron Quillen, the ball carrier.
And he did a
Splits
good
ahead
job of
to the
cutting in,
10
but
yard line.
it's so slippery out there. You really got to lower your center of gravity when you use that plant foot. Brent, he picked up enough to that second, and that's a
third
long
and-
2.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's third down. The ball is spotted at the 11-yard line.
Spot at the 11-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Crabbers.
Hampton's running a tighter formation than they've run in the past. That
All
was
right,
a
and
direct
that's-
snap to number 22.
No, that was 32. That's
32, yeah. He got across the line. Let's see what they give him.
They're giving him looks like a
The
10-yard
The
line.
9 is what I thought. Yeah, they're putting it on the 9. That's going to be a measurement, I think.
Yeah, they're going to measure. Good point.
We have timeout on the field for a measurement.
And that was Smith, right?
Yeah, Smith, that's the second time, at least twice that I've seen a
Direct
direct
snap.
snap to Smith, almost like a single wing.
Yeah.
Remember the old single wing? You never knew who he was going to give it to. You put in Daz Newsom as almost a wing back at an angle.
First down.
Got the first down.
Crabbers
Big
have picked
deal.
up a first down inside the 10-yard line.
So
It'll be
that
first
means
and
it's
goal.
first and goal from the 9-yard line.
I always like first and goal from like the 4.
Well, I think two's even better.
Yeah. I mean, this is as far as you can stretch it without getting the first down, just about. All right, Hampton lining up. First and goal from the 9. Quillen takes a snap, and they run at him. He's still going. Got down to the 5.
Looks like he got down to the 5. Yeah, number 10 making the
Nobody
stop,
put
and
in
that's
the ball
Kermit
carrier for the Crabs.
Knight, who is one of the
Taken down by
cornerbacks.
number 10, Jimmy Knight.
It's going to make it
Oh, the
second down and
Braves.
5, I think, Bob.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting the ball,
Right on the
and
5.
that's our buddy George Adamowski. He's putting it right on the 5-yard
Williams
line.
picks up 4 yards down to the
Known
5.
George
It'll
for
be
years.
Second and goal.
I knew him when he was 100 pounds more than he is now.
Or less.
That's how long. No,
More.
He was. One time he was
Well,
pretty good size. Yeah, I didn't mess with him.
I'm going to tell you what he calls basketball. He calls football. That is not
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
Nope. Lost
21, 7, and 2.
Lost 3.
Pulling takes the snap, tries to advance the ball.
And that's
It's met by
Smith.
the interior of
Was
the
that
Braves
Smith running
line.
that?
No.
That was
Smith
Jim
Hunter on the top tackle.
Number 7,
But that's
Hunter.
third.
And back to about
Looks the 7-yard line, 8-yard line.
8-yard line, yeah.
Loss of yardage for the Cowboys back to the 8-yard line. It will be third and goal.
All right, here we go. Oh, now I don't believe he took that. Why did he take that? I don't understand that, bro.
He lost yardage.
On the play.
I don't understand that.
But brings up a
Devin Hunter
fourth down,
on the initial tackle
and they're
for
going to spot the
Braves.
ball at the 10-yard line, and we're going to go for field goal. Jesus Venezuela
Bring a fourth down for
coming
the
in,
Cowboys.
number 66, and I apologize. I was calling Patrick Moore in one of the ball games because that's who I got on 66, but then I was informed as Jesus. Now, the problem with this is sometimes they center the ball, and he's not completely ready. Daz Newsome is the holder.
That's when he calls for it. They got the big beef over here on this side. It's up.
It's up. It looks good.
He took us up.
And it is good.
Cowboys
Well,
got
they
two
take the first opportunity the second time they had the ball, moved it down, and ended up getting 3 points. And that's the first time I've seen.
Field
I
goal this-
believe Hampton has kicked the field goal all year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. I think you're absolutely right on the head. I cannot remember him kicking a field goal before.
Well, the first few games, we didn't have him. If you remember, we didn't have a kicker.
No. Let me just check this out. It was a 20-yard field goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was from the 10-yard line, so it was 20 yards,
20
absolutely.
27.
back
Well,
to
you
the
really
kickoff
counted
for
from
Braves.
From
Number
where he
from the line
kicks
of
it.
scrimmage.
Number 12, Daquan Harvey.
Well, we'll give it to him, 27.
Help him go on the cover.
There you go. I like the way you think.
Number 66.
But it was nice to see Mike go for it. I mean, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
And that down the stretch can be very big. Right now, you're winning.
Well, you got the ball to start the game, and you were the first one to score. That always makes you feel good because you did a great job of stopping
Indian River.
on the last one. And there's a,
Take
Caught
it to
it.
19.
about the 15, really.
Oh, my.
Well, we got a hold play. And that was young man carried that ball. Jaycon Harvey, senior, 5'8", 160, defensive back, did a great job, but we have a penalty at the 38-yard line, and I believe this is coming back. But he went right up the middle, and nobody could get a hand on him.
No, sir. He was quick.
If this comes back, that's a big
Big
pain in the heart for Indian River Braves. That Bravers,
Because they had
Holding.
had that ball down at the 23-yard line.
yeah. And now it's going to be at the 28. Oh, but he came personal foul.
That was declined. I'm not sure what's going on there.
So the ball is marked back at the 28.
signaled yet, Brian?
Here he comes. Let's watch him right now. Let me know, Bill. Holding
Okay.
against them. Personal foul is,
Decline?
yeah, well, I don't understand it. Well, because it would have been a foul up further.
There you go.
This took them back further, back to the 28.
Ball is marked at the 28-yard line. It'll be first and 10.
Well, you got a clear one in front of you. I'm telling you.
Well, get over here. I don't care. Taquan Smith.
Oh, he's overloading over. He got 4 receivers on this side, Brian.
The number 10 is one that got the ball, and
It's a loss.
he lost.
He lost about
Me right.
Initial contact on the play, number 55.
lost to 4, you
of the
think?
Crabbers.
Yeah, 55 and 53 for the Crabbers. Linwood Johnson and Keontae Jones both in on the snap that time, but they strung him out after he caught that ball. Lost. Brent looks like he lost at least 3.
I think it's a little surprising.
We got 2 running backs in the backfield. And now we got
I think it's going to be
illegal procedure, 5 yards, another 5 yards. That would move the ball back to the 20-yard line.
Procedure call will go against the Braves. It's a false start. That'll cost 5 more yards.
It looks like he's moving it to the 19, which will bring up 2nd and 17. And we're looking for
well, it's a throwing team. This is made for them.
Tyree Gibbons Wilson, number 6, the quarterback. And nowhere to go that time. Great tackle.
Number 4, Devontae Beckett.
He was number 4.
Number 4 on the carry, that was Beckett, but number 7 for the Crabbers.
Rashad Taylor, number 7.
Taylor, Rashad Taylor, great job. 5'10", 180 junior. And they picked up absolutely nothing. 3rd and 17. We got 2 wideouts here, number 10 and number 7. That's Hunter and Knight on the bottom of your screen. You got 2 running backs. Only got 1 wideout up at the top of the screen, but he got away. I don't know how in the world he got away. Wow, everybody had the shot at that ball that time. Number 10 was Gramik Knight, and he went up for it. 2 Crabbers went up for it. Number 12 for the Crabbers, and that's Kamari Hunter, and Daz Newsom, number 5.
I got to commend the quarterback. I mean, I thought they had him about 3 times, and he was just able to step at him.
He is a strong young man.
No getting around it.
And we talked about him. He's a senior. He's 6'3", 210. A big kid for a quarterback, but now you got your punter in there, and we've got
4th down, about 16, 17 years old. That's the end of the first quarter.
And the punter is number 13, Jalen Bodie. And let's see what happened. But we do have end of the quarter. Brent, what do you got so far?
Let me just say this. End of the first quarter, Indian River has run the ball 3 times. They have thrown it a total of 7 times. Hold on, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times.
11 times. So out of, 11, and they run it 4.
Run 3. Three ground game.
Wow.
Yep. So that's. I mean, that like you talked about, man. After you talked to the coach, it's normally a throwing team. And to go back over to the other side, while they got the timeout here, Hampton has thrown the ball 1 time. 1 time. to Daz Newsom,
Well,
it was incomplete.
Well, let me tell you, I
they've-
think maybe Hampton thinks they can run on these, and they seem to be doing
Let
it.
me put it this way: they've run 5, 6, 7, 11, 15 times, and they've picked up 23, 43, 59 yards.
Wow.
On the ground.
Well, they got 26 back there to punt now, and that's Sean Moore, just a freshman. But that's not who the coach told me was doing the punting. So yeah, it's a high one. So if you're the Crabbers, get away from it because it's going to be short. And they will get the ball.
Inside of their own, of the Indian River 50 on the, what, 46,
Right, but
47-yard line.
looks like they've spotted at the 46, Brent.
Yeah.
But that ball went high.
Good Lord.
And see if you're the Crabbers, just get away from it.
And that was a smart call. Quillen was back there to receive it, and you could see him waving off the other guys. Get out of the way.
Well, and you got a wet field, so it's basically going to die when it hits. It's not going to do much bouncing.
All right, 1st and 10 at the Indian River 46-yard line. Let's see if the Crabbers can move it again.
We got Javon Quillen in the, what they call the, sometimes it's pistol, sometimes he goes under quarterback. He's under quarterback.
Receiver on this side. There he is. Oh, he's throwing long. He's out of bounds.
Out of bounds, but it was intercepted by number 10, and that's Gurmeet Knight. But he intercepted it out of bounds. The ball was intended for, looks like number 14.
24.
Number 24 for the Crabbers.
That's,
Brunel Pulley.
Yep.
Well, he's attempted 2 passes and 2 incompletes. Jovan Quillen.
But he had Newsom breaking across the middle of the field.
And that was Quillen on the quarterback. Keeper picked up maybe a yard, got to the 39. I'm sorry, to the 44.
They're going to give him 2, I think, roughly.
Yeah, they moved it back to the 40, just across to 45.
Wish those guys would make it them.
I'll talk to George first chance.
First chance you get. Maybe Monday we'll go back and see him.
Yeah, we'll go back and see him.
All right, this brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Crabbers. Let's see what they can do.
Quillen in the pistol.
He's gone. He went down.
Yeah.
And
it looks like he's very close to the first down. And that's going to be very close. They're going to have to look at this, and I think Bill Dozier's going to call for the chain gang
to
come
measure
over.
this, and from what I can see, it may just be a tad short.
Well, this is you know he doesn't want to get hit again.
No.
One more step.
He's done. It's a first down, but he's already been rocked a little bit one time, and I can tell you who else don't want him hit. That's Mike Smith.
And there's all those guys in red and white don't want him to get hit.
Got it by a foot. Yep, he does not have it. So it's going to be 4th down and a foot.
You got to go for it.
Well,
I've seen Mike go for it at his end of the field.
That's right. He did that last week.
And was unsuccessful.
Yeah. But that was, 4th and 5 or something like that, wasn't it? He missed it by a couple of yards. All right, it's a foot, and let's see if they stack up that line.
And, you got 2 choices, quarterback, sneak, or you give it to the big guy, number 32, Smith. So let's see what they're going to do. Because Smith can get a head of steam. And all you have to do is get to the 35, and you got first down.
Yep.
And he got it. All he had to do is get to the 35, and they marked him across the 35, so that's the first down. And that was just a quarterback keeper. You were talking to me about what might happen. And
you know what I was talking about. Yeah. I was thinking they might. Mike's been doing it for 45 years. I didn't know if he was going to
draw him offside.
Yeah, but he's only got 1 timeout left, and that's what I thought about.
Yeah, and if you do that, and if it's not successful, he's got to call a timeout, and they'd be out of timeouts. Well, the Crabbers got a new set of downs at the 30. I'm going to give 34-yard line because they had to cross the 35 to get to it. And George Adamowski says there's stuff out here I want to get rid of because I don't want to trip and fall.
1st and 10.
Bill Dozier's crew, I love this crew. We had the first time we've had them this year. Number 4 jumped, and so did somebody in the backfield, and that's who they're going to get. 5-yard penalty against the Crabbers. Take them back to the 40.
That's Hampton's 2nd penalty for 10 yards. So that's going to make it 1st and 15.
Number 42, Kareem Williams, comes in for the Crabbers. Now, Kareem is 5'10", senior, 215. Back there blocking.
That's 2.
That's Strickland straight ahead, picked up maybe a yard. They're going to give him a yard. So that'll be 2nd and 14.
Leading the charge for the Braves, number 65 on the play.
65 for the Braves was a tackler that time. That's Bruce Boone. Now, Bruce is, I call him a nose guard. People call him a nose tackle, and then the other 2 guys are ends or whatever because he runs an odd man front. Quillen gets across the 30. The 35 to about the 34, but he still has a long way to go.
6.
They're going to mark that. That's about, I'd say 10 yards. A good 10 yards to get a first down. It's 3rd down. So he picked up at the 5 for the penalty. He hasn't. I haven't seen him throw to Daz Newsom but one time.
Is it 3rd or 4th?
3rd down, Brent.
Okay.
And that was that first pass. And this is straight ahead. Picked up maybe 4 yards. Smith again on the carry.
Picked up what, 3?
Yeah, that's 4th and 7. Yes. Ball is spotted at the 31-yard line, just across the 31. We got 23 to go in the first half. We played 12-minute quarters in high school football for you fans that are not aware of that.
Well,
definitely
4th and 7.
You're going to pass it and see what kind of pressure they put on him. Oh, great defense. Was going for Daz Newsom, but it was broken up by number 17, and that's Jaquil Lott, a strong safety. 12th senior, 5'11", 190. But he looked like he was playing Newsom man to man.
Yeah, and he was standing in front of him. Newsom had to do as much defense as he did offense on that play.
All right, so each team has turned the ball over to the other one on 4th down. Last time that Indian River did it, Hampton took it down and scored, so now Hampton's got to try to stop Indian River. They got just 2 wideouts at the top of the screen. And number 21 is carrying the ball, and he gets around the left side, Brent. Picked up, wow.
Picked up about 8.
Looks like at least 8 yards. It depends on where they spot the ball. Looks like he's going to spot it at the 39-yard line. No, I'm sorry. We'll put it at the 40. 2nd and 1 yard, and really had a
oh, that's grounded.
No, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. He threw it away. You can't do that. Tyree Givens Wilson was in the grass, threw it down. That'll be a loss. The loss of down. Loss of
down and back about 11 yards.
The ball where he tried to throw it will be where it'll be spotted, which will be, looks like about the 27.
Yep.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down because they had a 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
So that's a big penalty. And
marching grounding the ball.
Right. Loss of down, and that's the fingers behind the head. But the ball is marked back to the 22.
Yeah, they gave a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty from the, that's a big penalty because 5 yards is not too bad.
No.
But loss of down included with that gives you a 3rd down and 22. The ball is at the 20-yard line.
It's a 21-yard loss.
Ball at the 22-yard line.
Going deep.
Nobody there.
Nobody is there. You're right. The closest man to it was a young man from Hampton, Darrell Wells, 5'10", 170 senior. And so they're going to have to punt the ball again. And let's see who they're going to send in to punt this time. Looks like 26 again is going to punt. 26 being Sean Moore. It's not who the coach told me. I said, well, who's your punter? And he told me, I said, he kicked. And he said, no, got another guy. Well, he's got a third guy he didn't tell me about, but that's okay.
Another nice kick. Oh, he hit him awful quick.
Yeah. We got a penalty. You got to give him. You got to give
him a step.
Right. You cannot be next to him when he catches the ball. He did not signal for a fair catch, but you got to let him catch the ball. You can't interfere with the catch. I think that's the call. It's going to be. The flag is down. We'll see what Bill Dozier lets us know. What a nice night for football, Brent.
Beautiful. I'm telling you what, we've had some really nice weather.
It's
against Hampton. You just pointed like it's against Hampton.
I've got I saw a good-looking gal down there with a red hat. And
Sir, I'm taking her home, too.
Oh, you going to take her home?
We got a clip against Hampton.
That's a big one. 15 yards.
15 yards, yep.
Ball will go back to the 34-yard line.
That kind of surprised me. I sure didn't see that.
I didn't see that. Well, I tell you what happens a lot of times is he was trying to get free, and as he turned, one of the guys tackling turned his back and got hit. And that happens. And that happened. But you got to protect the guys out there. And that's what the
officials are doing.
That's their job.
Well, Hampton will take the ball on the 35. And we have 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go. It's a 3-point game right now for the Crabbers, and it's a back and forth between the two teams.
Well, Brent, I think they've marked it at the 32 or 33.
They've got 33, you're right.
Oh, nice catch that time. Number 22 still going. Still going. 22 for the Crabbers on time. Anton Brown.
22 to the 42 of them. Right? Yeah. 25 yards. 25-yard catch. Yes, sir. Nicely done.
Jaquan Yulee is on the stop that time. Number 2, the 6'2", 245 senior.
Indian River territory to the 42-yard line.
It looks like about the 42. Hand off straight ahead to Strickland. Crosses the 40.
On the carry for the Crabbers, number 32, Jaquan Smith.
And Trevante Beckett, number 4, 6'1", 255 linebacker, in on the stop that time. Picked up, looks like what, about 1, 2, 3 yards. So it's
second and 7.
Second and 7.
As you say, a long 7.
Quillen got the call from coach.
That'd be a long 7.
See what they do. The quarterback keeper just running right out of bounds. Went out about the 35-yard line. Is with a marking at Brent. That'll pick up about 5 yards.
Run out of bounds.
The only team that has done a threat so far tonight have been the Crabbers. We got timeout by the Indian River Braves.
That works.
Whatever works.
That's their first timeout, I believe.
This game is being taped on the Friday night, November 27, 2015. Hampton Crabbers are leading right now 3-0. And they're moving the ball again. They got 6 minutes to go in the first half. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. We got a good officiating crew, and Bill Dozier and his crew.
Give a little accolade to Steve down there on camera, ladies and gentlemen. He gets here early. This is a one-man crew.
one-man crew, and then you and I don't count. Yeah.
He gets here early, sets all this equipment up, makes sure all the lines are run well. And then he's standing up down there on that wet aluminum stands down there, filming this whole game. All the shots you see, the close-ups and all that stuff. That's Steve Fryer. Great job, Steve. It's like the
Awesome,
third time
awesome.
we've done this year, this three-man crew.
And we got one more time to do tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow afternoon.
That's true. Tomorrow
You're
afternoon.
going to be late tomorrow night.
Well, I sometimes am late, so.
Not often.
All right, Hampton's got 3 wideouts at the top of the screen, one down here. They got one running back, Quillen in the pistol, waiting for the referees, Bill Dozier, to say, okay, let's play. And here he goes.
3rd down and 3. And I think this is, again, 4-down territory. If they
Absolutely. Straight ahead with Strickland, and he ran into some people and just about.
No, he picked up a couple.
Yeah, but I think he just short. It looked like he spotted at about the 32, and he had to get, I think, across the 32. I don't know. That may be close enough to.
That was Smith, wasn't it?
Hey, Bill Dozier's right on it. Said, look, we're going to check it out again. We're going to find out how close he is. So we got a timeout for measurement. And now if I had Tim Cole here, I would say eagle eye. Did he make it? You did a good job last time. Tell me a little bit.
I don't think he's got this one.
You don't think he's got it? See, you're the man.
I don't think he's got it.
Again,
2 for 2.
2 for
I'm
2.
not playing anymore.
And I'm going to email Tim Cole and tell him that Mr. Musgrove took his spot for eagle eye.
Yeah, it's going to be about a foot, though, I think is what he said. And this is another 4th down play.
Yep.
And the last time they ran off the left side, I mean, Quillen just took what he could get.
Well, he
stepped back and went to the left side.
Well, he finds one of those guys that he knows can move the guy in front of him, and he just finds that little crease. All he has to do is find a crease, pick up a yard. He picks up a yard, he's got it because all he needs is a foot.
They got too many guys out there?
No, but they.
He jumped in there. What's the official doing?
Yeah, he didn't break the thing. We got a penalty down there, that delay of game. But the delay of game was.
It's timeout call, wasn't it?
Nope, no timeout. Delay of game. So now it's 4th and 5 and a foot.
Mike's last timeout.
Call timeout.
Well, you got 5:19. You know, you're going to get 3 more. You're going to get some at the beginning of the second half anyway.
So what just happened there?
Well,
they said he called a timeout. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So they put the ball back.
They did put the ball back.
These guys are really kind of confusing me.
I
I thought he called timeout.
Well, I did too, but then the flag came out, but the flag came out well afterwards.
Yeah.
And, of course, let's see what Bill Dozier tells it. He doesn't have to tell us anything. There's no penalty.
Well,
but he should.
Mike tells the guy over here on the sideline, timeout, timeout, timeout.
Right.
And that could have been that delay right there.
Well, and Bill needs to know, you know, as soon as you know time, blow your whistle.
Yeah.
You don't tell anybody, you blow your whistle, stop the clock, and we go from there. LFC, your local sports channel, has been bringing you a lot of football this year. I hope you've appreciated it and enjoyed it. And if you have, call us at the station at 850-5364. Talk to Renee Camden. Let her know how much you appreciate these telecasts. Brent and I had worked together to get this set up and get the rosters and the starters and everything. And we really appreciate if you would give them a call if you enjoy what we're doing. If not, just don't tell anybody. Nice pitch that time to Newsom, and plenty of time. And that's what you do, is you got to hang on the ball long enough that the defense takes a step towards the quarterback, in that case, Javon Quillen, and he pitched it, picked up the first down. And they're going to spot it at the 27-yard line. First down, be 5:14 to go.
At the Braves 27 for the Crackers.
Let's see what they've got. Quillen under center this time. Hand off straight ahead to Strickland.
He's going to pick up about 3.
And I tell you, he would have been doing fine. Number 34 decided to grab an ankle, and that's Brandon Manley, 11th grader, 5'7", 185 linebacker. But he would not let go of that leg and picked up, I say 3, Brent. We'll give him 3.
While we're talking phone numbers, Bob, let's talk about Tidewater Team Sports. These
Oh,
people
we're
supply
getting
us
that,
with
yeah.
T-shirts, and for all these player of the games, for football and basketball and every sport we do, they just supported your Hampton City Schools and especially Channel 48. And Terry McNamara and Dave Chubb have just been doing this a long time, and we can't thank them enough. He had the man open downfield and missed him.
Wow.
Who was it to? I couldn't see who threw it.
It looks like he threw it to number 2. I think it was Strickland and ended up with the ball. Yeah. But you're right. We are going to pick a player from offense and a player on defense for both these teams tonight, and they will receive that shirt. Comes from Tidewater Team Sports. And the phone number is?
5940411. Please give them a call for any of your sports needs. If they can't make it, it can't be made. So give them a call, folks.
They do all your sport. They do embroidering and everything. In fact, if you look at our shirts and stuff, the LSC, Dave Chubb and Terry McNamara are responsible for that. The guy wide open did a good job of finding him. And I can't see who it was. It may have been Newsom. I'm sorry, Strickland. And it's
22, I think.
20.
Number 34, Brandon Manley, number 7, Devin Hunter.
That was number 22 that got it?
That's what I
Anton
think.
Brown, okay. Brandon Manley and Devin Hunter making the stop that time. 3rd and very short. Oh, they're going to measure again, Brent. I'm not going to ask you because you didn't get a chance to look at it.
Oh, my, you're checking it.
I'll tell you what, the Crabbers have been every measurement. Oh, they got it that time. I thought, no, they didn't get another one. Quillen's got a lot of time back there to pass.
And who caught that? 22, right?
Yeah. All right, Smith is in, Strickland is in. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Okay.
I look at the scoreboard every now and then.
If you can read them lights, you're doing good.
Well, you know, Tim Ewing down there doing the clock operating the game. Glad to have him here. Strickland straight ahead. Boy, he kept on moving.
Handoff goes to Dimitri Strickland.
He picked up, let's see, they're going to say about 4.
Strickland gains 3 tough yards.
It looked like Big 55 Jones. No, I'm sorry.
Number 65, Bruce Boone of the Indian River Rays.
It was 55, but it was, and I don't have a 55. Now, there you go.
They keep fooling us, Bob.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
All right. Let's bring up
2nd and 7. There's a pitch to Newsom. Trying to cut. Does a good job of cutting inside the 5-yard line. Looks like about the 4. Brent, his foot slipped out, and he still picked up the yardage for a 1st down. Now, Brent, you told me the last time they were 1st and goal that it's better to be 1st and goal from the 4. Guess what?
I got my wish.
You got your wish.
All right. I'll show you what I mean. You watch.
Okay,
All right, guys, don't let me down. Give me Mike Smith's phone number. I gotta get this covered. I think you're gonna see 4 running plays.
Well, now you might see that little drag pass.
1 minute and 45. They got plenty of time.
And that's Strickland straight ahead, picked up
Maybe 1.
maybe 1 yard.
If they give him that.
Well, he was knocked back, but I thought he got the least to the 3-yard line, but they're not going to give it to him. They're going to give him.
Nope.
They just give him to the 4.
That's where he started.
Yeah, I thought he got better than that, but you know they're down there.
Yep. Got a whole bunch of officials down in that little area right now. They should be able to pretty close to get this right. So 2nd down and goal from the 4. If Indian River can stop him here like they stopped him last time.
Oh, yeah.
There's the pitch.
Didn't
A
get
nice job of defense that time by number 4, Javante Beckett, 6'1", 255 linebacker.
And that was Strickland again.
Carriers are denied the end zone.
They can get down there and just cannot get in, and
No.
they're still
At the 4.
4-yard
down.
line.
On the play, it'll be 3rd and goal.
It's time for that little chip pass that Quillen does.
Yeah.
Rolls.
Well, and he usually throws it to Smith, number 32.
Yeah. It ain't going to take too much time here, guys. You got to go.
And Quillen under center. Get straight ahead.
Nothing.
Nothing there. He's not going to get it. He's driven back, but they're going to give him maybe a yard. I don't even know if they're going to give him a yard, but he was tackled by the inside of that line, and I'm surprised you didn't put it in the air. I really am.
Who was that ran that? I couldn't pick it up.
He is brought down by Javante Beckett, number 4, and number 50, Melvin Cotton of the Braves, and that'll bring up
Cotton
4th down
and
for
Beckett
the
making the stop that time for the Braves, and we bring in Jesus for a try after another field goal, and Indian River calls their second timeout.
First half of play.
They're going to try to ice him, I guess. The ball is still on the 4-yard line. They had 3 downs, Brent, and picked
Never
up
moved
nothing.
the ball.
And I'm very surprised. Didn't do that little drag pass
No.
to where Quillen rolls out and hits.
Newsom comes out late out of the backfield.
Smith usually the one that comes out, number 32.
All right. Well, this is a better position to be kicking the field goal than he kicked the last one, so that's not saying anything. But he kicked the last one from the 17-yard line. He'll be kicking this one from the about the, what is he at the 4?
10,
about the
11 yard
yards,
line, something like that.
11-yard line, yeah. Not much more than an extra point, but I don't want to put any booby-oobies on anybody. Bad luck, you know what I'm saying? My wife says you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that.
Oh, you blew it now.
You blew it now,
Yeah, I can remember when Tim and I were doing a game, and I said, we haven't had any flags. He said, oh, no, you did it now. Sure enough,
Yep.
it looked like it was raining flags. Now they're going to spot it at the 10,
So this will
Brent.
be a 20-yarder.
It was a fake.
He tried to throw it.
He was out of bounds.
Well, there's
I don't understand. Okay. Well, they
I don't
got
know if
26 seconds to
I
go.
don't know if it was a fake or.
Yeah, it was a fake all the way. But what they needed is somebody going across to get a pass or something.
And he lost what? Lost about 4 yards.
Yeah,
right?
ball is now at the 10-yard line, first and 10
6.
for the Indian River Braves. And I see we're having a little conference out there with Bill Dozier, making sure everything is right. It is first down for the Indian River Braves. They got 26 seconds to go in the half. They will get the ball to start the second half. And this has been a lot less scoring than what you and I thought. Hampton twice, first and goal. Once from the 9, one from the 4, and they didn't get it in.
Indian River has one timeout left.
Well, I tell you, you talk about that defense, and you were talking about the size of those young men, and they did a great job of great goal line defense twice.
That's twice.
All right, now we got it ready to go. Straight ahead handoff. And he's going to run the clock out because they're going to get the ball to start the second half. 21 Smith is the carrier that time, plays linebacker for him also. And we're going to let the clock just run out. 6 seconds to go.
And 2 yards to make it 2nd and 8 for the
And that's the end of the first half of play. The score is the Crabbers 3, Indian River nothing. We will be back after this quick timeout.
With the Hampton Crabbers prevailing as we go to halftime.
Welcome back to Darling Stadium. This is November the 27th, 2015, Friday night. Second half action. The Crabbers are up 3-0 over the Indian River Brave. Just to give you an idea real quick, and they met, each of these two teams met in 2013, 2014. Hampton won both of them. Right now, the game is so tight, it's unbelievable. Twice Hampton was first and goal, once from the 9, once from the 4, did not get in. Brent, you have some statistics for us.
This is quite an interesting night for statistics. It doesn't look like I've done anything because what I'm going to give you, but it took a lot of writing to get to this. Indian River, 6 rushing attempts, -8 yards. 4 of 10 passing, 23 yards. Total offense, 15 yards total offense.
Wow.
4 penalties for 30 yards. But I have to say this, Indian River made 2, like you brought up, 2 big stops inside the 10-yard line with first and goal for the Crabbers, and they were stopped both times for nothing. Hampton has 1 field goal. Now Hampton stats, 32 rushes. They are playing the ball on the ground for 109 yards on the ground. And they got 3 rushers, Quillen, Smith, and Newsom, all 3 with over 30 yards rushing. They have a total of 141 yards. Passing, they are 3 of 6. For 33 yards. The penalties, they had 3 penalties for 25 yards. So just if you would sit down and look at this, you'd go, what?
What's happening?
And it's just a 3-0 game. What? And who gets the ball starting off the second half? Indian River.
The Indian River gets the ball second half, and Jesus Valenzuela will kick off. It just blows my mind that you've got 2 teams at this caliber, and that's all the more offense that either one of the 2 teams. Hampton usually passes the ball well.
Well, it speaks to 2 tremendously talented defensive teams. And that's what it speaks to. Both teams have risen up at the right time.
Well, you did a good comparison of the defensive size of the Indian River.
Oh, my Lord.
and go back, and that's, you were running against what? Give me some of those statistics.
Let me see if I can pull up what I got here on Hampton. I got them too. Let's just, I haven't done all that. I'll get it all together for you in a minute. But if you were to just start at the front 4 offense for Indian River, they're going 345, 340, 240, 240. And the other tackle is just a simple 220 with some speed. But you can look at their linebackers, Bob, and the wideouts. I mean, they got 6'2", 6'1", 6'1", 6'3", and they got some quarterback 6. You've got some people out there with some size. And on defense, as we have noted over the years, most of the teams go with a little bit smaller teams with quickness, but they still run in 265, 245, 245 on defense. But you look at Hampton, if you would have set them up on defense, the biggest guy they got is 275. Of course, that's a pretty good size compared to what they've had before.
I don't want to feed him.
I don't want that feed, Bill. But on defense, Hampton, they're smaller. They're a smaller team than Indian River.
Well, and it showed right there at that goal line stand both times. They just shut down Hampton. And,
didn't gain a yard in 3 attempts. Did not gain a yard.
Mike had a chance to kick 2 other field goals and never did it, but it's still 3-0. So you got to say, okay, if I'm Indian River, I feel pretty good. Yeah, I think, if we can get our offense clicking, we score a touchdown, we can stop Hampton. We give them first and goal from the 3, and we'll stop them.
I like the offensive look of Indian River. Hampton's been able to put a little pressure on them.
Second half is underway.
Kick off, and it's going to be taken by number 10. This young man's quick.
Number 10 is Kareem Knight, and he is thrown for a loss. Oh, they're going to give him the 21-yard line. Number 40, we got a penalty that goes down, 42 and 21 for the Crabbers. 21 being Dante Hall, and what was the other, 42?
Yeah.
And that's Kareem Williams. They made the stop, but then we see a flag thrown right at the end there.
The 38-yard line.
Oh, and that was a block below the
waist.
Whoa, and that's going to be half the distance of the goal. the ball at the 22 should put him down to about the 11-yard line. And our buddy George Adamowski is taking it down. He's going to put it at the 11-yard line, just what I said. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. So that puts Indian River in a hole right off the bat. Well, let's see what
the good thing about it
adjustments
is
they did.
Is they're still 1st and 10.
Right.
I mean, it's not a 21-yard.
No, but we'll see what kind of adjustments Indian River made and Hampton made. Tyree Gibbons-Wilson back, and flags all over the place.
On the play before it can get started.
Illegal procedure?
Wow, that's going to take them back to the 6.
Against the Braves.
I'm sorry, to the 6-yard line. Holy moly.
Now that'll make it 1st and 15.
Wow. 1st and 15, he's got Smith as number 21 as the running backs. His wideouts are Hunter 7, Best 9, Knight 10, and Griffin 14.
Look at the wideouts on the top of the screen, but he's not using them.
No, you got to going to run the ball. You don't want to turn the ball over down at this. You don't want to throw a ball and get it intercepted.
No. Picked up of about 4. Yeah.
On the stop for the Carolers,
And that was Smith on the carry.
Linwood Johnson, number 54, Houston Jet.
Yeah, so it's 2nd and 11. We've got 3 wideouts at the top of the screen.
A couple of yards gaining on the play will make it 2nd and 11.
And the quarterback is pressured, and he's not easy to bring down.
That's a big boy.
6'3", 210.
That's a big boy.
And they're going to spot it at about the 11-yard line, so they're going to give him a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 10. But Hampton just shot the gaps that time and was in on top of the quarterback. He didn't get a chance to look for anybody. 2 wideouts at the top, 2 wideouts at the bottom. We've got 7 and 14, Hunter and Griffin down here at the end. And again, nobody open, and he gets hit good by number 55 for the Crabbers. And Linwood Johnson, we've called his name a lot tonight, Brent.
Have that. He has been in on a lot of plays. But what impressed me on that series, Bob, I'll let you talk that through. I just kept watching. All of a sudden, Hampton, not that they didn't get pressure on the quarterback in the first half, but it just seems they've widened the gaps a little bit, and they're being able to get pressure on him.
And you can see he is worried about it.
Yeah, he's
he being the quarterback.
Yep. He's tried to run it twice.
It's a short kick. Daz Newsom gets it and going to run. Well, let's go this way. And they're going to, gosh, he got, I don't know how he got what he got. He tiptoed down the sideline. You talk about tiptoeing through the tulips. He went down through the sideline.
I don't want to speak badly, but I think Mama gave that young man ballet lessons. That was a high stepping to stay on that sideline.
They're going to spot it at the 48-yard line for the their Crabbers end of the field. And well, let's see what offensive changes Mike Smith has made. Quillen gets the got the call, comes in, going underneath the center. You got 2 backs.
This has been a defensive game so far. I mean, if you like tough football.
Number 22 caught the ball for the Crabbers, and that's Anton Brown.
Number 32, Saquon Smith.
I'm sorry, that was Smith.
He lost a yard on the play. Will make it 2nd and 11.
He lost a yard, Brent.
So I say they're just crashing on them. Hampton's run the ball as many times as I told you they ran it. What would you be doing? I'd be bringing a couple of linebackers anyway.
Make them pass the ball. They've got good pass defense. They've shown that tonight.
Yeah. I'm impressed with both teams defensively. I'm afraid this is going to come down to one big play somewhere. That's Quillen. He just took the snap. He just got up in.
Well, he got up-ended. Wow.
He's lost a yard.
Upended by number 12 of the Indian River Braves.
Kamari,
Jaquan
I'm
Harvey.
sorry, number 12 is Jaquan
Moving on the
Harvey.
play, 3rd and 11.
5'8", 160 defensive back. He came up stopping, but 3rd down and, well, let's say it's a long 11.
Yeah, at least that. It's just amazing me. Both teams have just stepped up defensively.
Well, this is definitely a passing down for the Crabbers.
But you got to step back somebody. He likes to roll. There he is. Shook it loose.
Right, nice job there by number 10, Gurmeet Knight. He's 6'5". He's only 5'7", 150. But man, he laid a lick on. Who was that?
That's Hunter. That was Hunter, number 12.
12, Hunter. He got the ball and turned and was hit and lost the ball. Never was able to make the
Turn.
the move that you had the ball. So
An offensive move. I thought the hit was kind of offensive. He nailed it pretty good.
but he probably did too. But then we got Quillen back to punt.
Joined by number 7, Bubba Hunter, and on the punt, Devon Quillen.
And we got flags for probably delay a game.
Penalty markers on the play.
That shouldn't be called back there, should it?
No. No, illegal substitution against Indian River, so that's going to move the ball up 5 more yards, so it'll be 4th and 6. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line of the, yep, 4th and 6.
That'll make the down and distance 4th and 6 for the Crabbers.
Still got a punt.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know what they're going to do.
What are you doing?
Well, you're going to get up with a penalty. You're not careful. And this may be a fake punt. Well, everybody's thinking fake punt now.
Good punt.
Oh, excellent punt.
Took it down inside about the 12, didn't he?
12-yard line. That was number 10, Gurmeet Knight.
That was probably as good a punt as I've seen Quillen hit all year. That was a
I
great
agree.
punt.
I agree.
Great
well,
punt.
and again, Indian River's got terrible field position. Hampton had great field position, could not move the ball.
Indian River has got it. They have started in the hole almost every time. I mean, the penalties have come at key times.
Well, you start off and you're backed up at your end of the field, and then you get a 5-yard penalty right off the bat.
13-yard line, 1st and 10.
You're running the ball again. This is Smith straight ahead. Big number 21 is 6'1", 200. He had 1,000 yards this year.
Put about 7 yards on that one.
Pick up a 6 yards, makes it 2nd and 4.
They're going to give it to him again. Look at the boy. He's found a seam, Brent, going all the way out to the 30. First down.
8 yards.
And he is brought down by number 8, Taquan Brown. But the Braves have
Terrain
picked up a
Smith.
first down.
Big kid, 200 pounds. Maybe they found something.
From their own 30-yard line.
You give it to him. No, they're going to pass it this time. Whoa! Right to number 9. Great. Whoa! Went down on his own. And that's Kyran Best, 6'1", 190.
And he is 6 down and
28 yards.
Well, let me tell you, everybody thought the ball was going to the short man that time, and
Who was
Best
that,
was
number
wide
12?
open.
Was that number 12?
They got the ball?
Yeah.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Got a man in motion. Going to give it to Smith right up the middle. Ball right off tackle. He's wide open and really moving all the way down the 20-yard line. Started at the 42. 22 yards, Brent.
Toward the 20-yard line of the Crabbers.
They picked up more yardage running the ball in this last 2 plays than they did the first half.
Yes, they have.
23 remaining in the
Well,
quarter.
now they got great field position. Quarterback in the pistol and hands off. And I keep giving the ball to Smith. Picking up yardage one after another. Wholesale
Picked up
substitution.
5.
Gain of 5 will make it 2nd and 5.
Now it's time to throw the pass.
Good to Travis number 9. Elijah Conrad giving it.
They only got one wide out this time, Brent. Something different. Got a full backfield. Quarterback going under center. And now we got a timeout. The coach is out on the field.
We have a
And something he didn't like.
This one charged to the Indian River Braves with 6:42.
Well, I tell you, they go down and score. They put a lot of pressure on the Crabbers.
They have moved that ball
They started at the 12-yard line.
in the last plays. In the second, they have moved it. Number 21.
That's Smith.
Yeah, he has moved it.
They got the ball right now at the, what is that, the 15-yard line.
He's recovered 46 yards in the last 5 plays.
Wow.
Number 21. And a 27-yard pass completion.
We got 6:42 to go. They got the ball at the 15-yard line. Hampton's going to have to put up a defense. They're going to have to do something to stop this young man. Don't let him pass the ball and then get pressure on the quarterback. Givens Wilson.
Yeah,
they're packing power. That's what they're lining up for.
And we got a penalty, offside, encroachment against the Crabbers. At 5 yards, that'd be almost a first down. That's called encroachment, and it may be a first down.
It is.
And it is first down, first and 10 from the 10, first and goal. Grant, they've got a full backfield.
They run the old elephant, Phoebus elephant.
And nowhere to go that time, and good job by, who is that, number 7 for the Crabbers, Rashad Taylor, took his feet out from under him, lost about
4 yards.
5 yards. Brandon was first and 10, now it's on the 15.
Is it on the 15? Okay.
Lost 5, and that was just a great job that they stopped Smith. Again, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to pass this time, coming back.
Come on.
They can't bring him down. I tell you, he is a big kid. But they finally brought him down, so it's going to be 3rd and goal. And let's see where they spot the ball that time. I don't see. There's a troop of Hampton Crabbers trying to tackle Tyree Givens Wilson.
They had him about 3 times.
And it looks like they're spotting the ball at the, is that 11 or 12?
About the 11-yard line.
Well, yeah.
And it's going to be 3rd down.
And then now they're going to their wideouts, 3 wideouts down here at the end, and one at the top of the screen.
He's got to get pressure to stop this.
All the time in the world. Looks like he got a touchdown.
Reception is made by the Indian River Braves, number 9, Kyron Best, Indian.
Number 9, Kareem Best, 6'1", 190 senior. Got that ball. He was well covered, well thrown. And that brings it 6-3 in favor of Indian River. And in to attempt the extra point is number 88. Young man Grant Defoe, 5'10", 160 junior, kicker.
What's his number?
88 is his number. I get down and up, and it looks good, and it is 7-3 in favor of Indian River.
Indian River Braves break out on top, 7-3 with 5:09 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
With 5:09 to go in the quarter. And you gotta like what they did. They changed a little bit and started giving it to the big guy up off tackle, basically. Picked up great yards. He picked up 2 or 3 first downs right in a row.
Yeah.
The Smith kid, 200 pounds. He also plays linebacker. He's a hitter, so he doesn't mind putting the ball in his gut and dropping his head and running over people.
1 first down in the first half, 5 on that drive.
Wow, they really turned things around. Did some good adjustment in there.
They used that weight we talked about on the line.
Yes, they did. Well, Hampton's got the.
Got to know now.
They got to know, hey, we got to do something different because our running attack is not going well. And they have not passed that many times, have they, Brent?
3 times.
So we got back deep for the.
No, 6 times they passed. Well, now 7.
Yeah, well, Defoe is going to kick off, and the coach is going to tell him, hey, don't kick it to Newsom. All right, now we're ready to go. I don't know if you got a clock on the time he's going to, it's after he sets the ball up before he kicks it.
I'll tell you.
No such thing as delay a game here. Oh, he's going to kick it to Newsom, and that could be trouble. And that's what I'm talking about. You're not going to catch him. Why do you kick it to him? Wow, Newsom, love it. Number 5, Daz Newsom. 5'11", 185 junior. He split that center and cut it to the left, and nobody going to come out. I don't see any flags on the field.
Where did you take that ball? About the 15?
Oh, yeah, at least, I would say closer to the 10, but because he had to back up to get it because they were looking for a short kick like they did the first time. Sometimes a coach cannot think himself. That lead did not last long. Now it's 9-7. Jesus Valenzuela in to go, and the Crabbers are sideline here just erupted. Jovan Quillen, oh, Bubba Quillen is riling them up. It looks good, and it is 7-10 in favor of the Crabbers, and they scored how many seconds after they got about 10?
Well, total about 13 for them to catch the ball on it and get it back down the field.
Wow. What a turnaround.
Man. Now let's see what adjustments Hampton makes.
Well, you got momentum back on your side real quick. Let's see if you can keep it. You got to kick off. You've got to stop them. You've got to stop number
21.
Smith, number 21. You got to stop him because this kid is a bull.
And number 9, the receiver, Best is not doing a bad job.
No, he isn't.
He caught the last 2 passes for him.
And the last one being the touchdown.
Yeah, he caught a 27-yarder, and then he caught an 11-yarder for a TD. So.
Wow. Well, Hampton says, we'll kick it off deep. And when he popped through there and stiff-armed the only logical tackler, I knew that the kicker, who is a soccer player, probably, wasn't going to make the tackle.
Not only that, I mean, he was running away from the last defender.
And that's what Newsom's got some speed. He is very, very quick. That Newsom family has got some athletes, starting with Dad, Myron Newsom. And this is a little pooch kick right there. Oh, hit number 55, and number 12 ended up with it. And he's dropped down at the 40. Number 12 is Jaquan Harvey. Finally ended up with it.
Well, that was a good move by him. He saw a little seam and picked up about 8-9 yards extra just by busting through that seam. Now,
but that was scary because big old lineman hit the ball hit him. Oh, am I supposed to catch this or what?
Braves have the ball at their own 40-yard line.
Let's see.
This is good field position for them.
Absolutely. Well, they sure moved the ball on the last series, and they're rounding up that. They're tripling up in the backfield. They're putting power on the line.
And that's exactly right. They're going right back to Smith.
Yeah.
Picked up about 9 yards, 8 or 9 yards, depending on where they spot it.
On the carry for the
We'll give
Indian
him
River Braves, number 21, Tyne Smith.
Looked like number 54
Elijah Conless.
was Majette in on the stop, along with a couple others.
Picked up 8 yards, it'll make it 2nd and 2.
Picked up 8. Going to give it to him again. Right up the middle, picked up the first down.
Yeah.
49-yard line of the Crabbers. With 4:17 to go in the third quarter of action.
Carry. And he has enough for him. Indian River first down.
Yes, sir.
Right
They just
at
decided
midfield.
not,
Two running plays, first down.
Yeah.
I'd use it till Hampton starts tightening up in the middle, and then you hit that pass.
Yeah.
And you got Best, who's picked up a couple good ones. And then Smith again with it, picked up maybe 5 yards. Number 77 for the Crabbers, Coleman. And Brown in on the stop.
he's picked up 52 yards in the second half.
Well, we'll give him 2nd and 6. They only give him 4 yards, and now we got a penalty. It looks like we've got illegal procedure. And that George Adamowski, that's his job, being the umpire. He watches the lineman, and you can't go down in the three-point stance and come out of it. If you do, that's illegal procedure, and that's exactly what happened. So we got now 2nd and 11 instead of 2nd and 6, Brent.
Yep.
So we'll see if he's going to go with Smith or if he's going to pass. We've got 3 wideouts at the top of the screen, 1 down here at the bottom, and going back to Smith. And he was hit, but the quarterback kept the ball. Good job that time. Good fake that time by Tyree Givens Wilson, number 6. Young man, he is 6'3", 210. What a nice quarterback. I don't know where he's going to school, but he's going to make some coach happy.
Yeah. It's 3rd down and 10.
Picked up 1. So now, you it's hard to run your big back and try to get a couple of plays. We'll see what happens. They're going to put pressure on him, got a little bubble screen. What a great job that time, and he's gone. And number 7 for the Devon Hunter, 6'2", 210 junior. We got more scoring here in this third quarter we had on the whole first quarter.
Yep.
Now it's 13-10 in favor of the Indian River Braves, and that'll bring in number 88 again to kick the extra point, and that's Grant Defoe, 5'10", 160 junior. 13 is Holden. Jalen Williams is the holder, and he is the punter sometimes. Not tonight. And it looks like it's up and good. So now we got 14-10. Well, I tell you, that momentum is a fickle character. She goes with one team and then she'll change to another. With 2:42 to go in the third quarter, it is 14-10 in favor of Indian River Braves.
And let's talk about that last pass, because Hampton had gotten back into the middle of the field to block that run, and they had 2 defenders on 2 receivers out here, and a good block.
Well,
and he was gone.
And that's right. It's that
Just
little
a flat
screen,
pass.
little screen bubble screen out here on the right side of their offense.
And the other receiver blocked one man, and all he had to do was beat one.
I'm going to ask you a question, Brent. You think he'll kick it to Daz?
I was going to say the same thing to you. What are the odds that Mr. Newsom get this ball?
If he gets this ball again, I'm going to question. Well, wouldn't be a bad thing to do is an onside kick.
Well, I was going to say Mike Smith better have those boys up front ready, because if I was a betting man, this would be hopping. It wouldn't be flying.
That's exactly what's happening. You got it. Somebody's got to get the ball. You don't want the guy backing up to catch the ball. You want the guy coming forward to catch the ball. Hampton's lucky they came up with the ball that time.
Well, they were smart enough that when it hit the ground, they just dove on it. Didn't stand there trying to pick it up.
Looks like it's spotted at about the 23-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Crabbers. They need to. They have yet to really run the ball down the field and score or move the ball.
They haven't sustained a drive other than they've sustained 3 drives.
But they
came away with 3 points.
3 points out of 3 drives, yes.
And it looks like Indian River is, look at the line. They got 8 people on the line.
And Hampton running right up the middle, got about the 30-yard line, picks up about 3 yards.
Smith, number 32, the Crabber ball carrier.
Smith, number 32, was the carry that time, picked up 3, so we're going to give him 2nd and 7.
On the stop for the Indian River Braves, number 65.
24 for the Crabbers, bringing into play. That's Burnell Pulley.
Well, when Quillen's been rolling, he's been open for a bit there to get the ball to the receiver, but sometimes he waits a little long to get rid of the ball. Here he comes. Here's that roll. There's the man. He's got the long man. He had him, boy.
That's Smith with the ball, and he caught the ball, got hit backwards, and did not go down. Sometimes you're looking at a particular receiver, 3rd and 1. There was a young man wide open down the field.
Touchdown time.
But sometimes you don't get to see that. You're locked in, and he's running, and I understand we can sit up here and say, he missed a guy, he's got a number 1 receiver he's want to get, and he's trying to pick up the 1st down. So 3rd and 2. The ball spotted at the 36-yard line, and we're going to have timeout by the Crabbers. That's their first timeout. So both teams have used 1 timeout to begin into this 3rd quarter. With 1:16 to go, Brent, we got a 14-10 score.
We knew we were in a game. And we talked about this setting up here tonight as we were getting set up. This we thought would be the biggest test Hampton's had since Phoebus, and maybe even more, because this team has more size than Phoebus did.
Oh, absolutely. The line is humongous.
Yeah. So Hampton's going to have to play good, smart football. And the way it's looking right now, the last team to have it may be the team.
May be the one that wins the game. The last one that has the ball could be. Well, let's see what the Crabber Brain Trust come up with. They need to pick up 2 yards.
I'm betting on a pitch out.
Well, they run that the option. They've run the option a couple times.
And it hasn't worked for him too well.
Now we got him in the backfield, straight ahead, and it looks going to be close. Depends on where the spot is, but that I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it.
Well, let me see where he spots the ball.
Looks like he's spotted about the 38. But we're going to have to. Oh, it is a 1st down. Well, there you go. I never was.
Who ran that? Quillen ran that or Smith?
No, 32 Smith.
Yeah, okay.
Tim would never let me pick if it's a 1st, and you can see why now, right? I said he didn't make it. He was going to measure it. Nah, 1st down. All right, let's see what Mike Smith has Quillen and company to do this time. Bubba's back in the huddle. He's going to be in the
last play of the 3rd quarter, Bob, could be down to 39 seconds.
We're going to have maybe one more. Quillen in the shotgun. Looks like he caught it. My goodness, 30, that's Daz Newsom. Wow, right about the 30-yard line.
Number 5, Daz Newsom of the Hampton Crabbers.
Well, I think we'll have another play. He went out of bounds.
Yeah, 32-yard pass to Newsom.
And that was the only guy out on the pass pattern, wasn't it?
32-yard pass. Had 2 men down there as defenders. Newsom went up and made a heck of a catch. We watched him do that all year.
Yeah, we have watched him. Throw the ball to him. That's his ball. Don't be trying to take it from him. That's the mentality. It's like the guys that are great rebounders. When that ball comes off the backboard, they assume it's theirs. All right, little reverse handoff that time to who was that carried the ball? Newsom. Oh, yeah, it is Newsom again. That's the end of the third quarter. 14-10 in favor of the Indian Rivers. The Crabbers are moving the ball, spotted at about the 31-yard line. Be 2nd and 10 to start the fourth quarter of action. Brent, we had more action in the third quarter we did in the whole first half.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But I will make you a bet.
Okay.
You will not see Newsom catch the ball on the kickoff the rest of the night.
You think? You kind of remind you of Allen Iverson and Ron Curry, how, he gets the ball, he can just see where the seam is and go from there.
Just pace it. Well,
Yes.
2nd down and 10, and Hampton needs to make something happen in this series. They need to make a statement and then get a stop. This is all the game. But how many times have we been and watched these games, Bob? Golly, Dave. You've been doing them since 1980. I've been going to them since 1961. I've been going to the Hampton games. So. And before that, actually, when I was in junior high school, we used to walk down here on Victoria Boulevard. I lived down the street a little bit and come down here and climb the fence. I can admit it now.
You can admit it. You were a cop and you admit it to yourself. Okay.
That's how I knew what they were doing when I became a police officer.
You knew what they were
I
doing.
can tell you where they were going to jump the fence. My fingerprints were still in the bricks. That fence on the backside on Thornett Street is the old brick fence built back in the 30s or something like that.
We got officials timeout.
Equipment.
Equipment needs to be fixed. And we got a 2nd and 9. The ball is spotted at the 31-yard line.
All right.
Fourth quarter begins. Crabbers will work 2nd and 9.
They hadn't whistled it in.
31-yard line.
He hadn't whistled the play in yet. They forgot to play. What happened here?
Crabbers have taken a timeout.
That could be big, Bob, right there.
Well,
that could be big.
I'm
I don't understand that.
I'm confused. You just come out of
The quarter.
a quarter, and you're ready to go. But again, you have to stop and think. These are just high school kids. You got to make sure everybody is on the same page. If you got to burn a timeout, then you burn a timeout. Get everybody on. Mike will use a timeout in a heartbeat.
Yeah, quickly. I just hope it doesn't come down to a problem at the end of the game. You come out of a break for the quarter between the 3rd and 4th quarter, and you go out on the field, and then there's an equipment problem, and I don't know what to change up in the mentality, but Mike saw something. Got to have a timeout, and that brings one timeout remaining in the 4th quarter with a full quarter to go, and a tight game. You don't know you're going to need that or not. You hope you don't.
Well, yeah, I don't think the other team will sell you a timeout.
No, you don't get to buy from the.
You don't get to.
No, you don't. No extra cards if you land on Park Place or whatever.
No, don't get anything like
No,
that.
no.
Okay. All right.
2 receivers and 2 people in the backfield.
Quillen in the pistol.
Oh, he had it and dropped it.
That was a good defense by number 7. Number 22 for the Crabbers, Anton Brown, had the ball, but Devon Hunter knocked it out.
Yep.
So it now brings up a 3rd and 9.
It's a nice pass. Just the defender played the ball well.
He did. You get the ball, you got to say, it is mine. That's what Daz Newsom said.
This has got to be 4-down territory for Hampton. They have no choice.
You've got to put some points on the board. You've got to put some points on the board. And 32, Smith wide open.
And Wiley ran right at him.
Ran right at him. He's-
From the
Well, that ball was from the 30-yard line.
down to the, where are they at, on the 7. So 23-yard pickup, and that was by who? Number 2?
Number 32, Smith.
Smith picked that up. Okay.
Yeah. Now you got 1st and goal again, Brent.
Here we go.
And he's starting the clock. The big number 87 for the Crabbers coming in. That's
Timeout for the official.
Bellamy.
Somebody came off the field hurt. Let's see who that is. That's 24, the receiver. He's just limping a little bit. He'd be our. That's Pulley. Just came off the field limping a little bit.
All right, now we're starting the clock.
Well, Hampton's done this before. But like you said, Bob, we got to come away with points.
We've got to come away with points now. They're going to run the ball again. They're going to use Strickland, and Strickland going straight ahead, and then they pushed him over about at the 5. Picked up about 3 yards.
Almost to the 5-yard line. Making the stop for the Braves, number 65.
Brandon Manley and number 55 making the stop for the.
Second and goal from the 5.
Now let's see what Mike's put together. He's been down here before. This is his 3rd trip inside the 5.
It's the pitch this time and nowhere to
Not
go.
getting there, not getting there.
I can't see.
He got that at the 5, maybe the 4.
Strickland, the travel ball carry.
And it was again Strickland.
Yep.
And the ball is spotted at the 5. You're right. No, didn't gain anything. Ran to the short side of the field. And you know, the 3rd down, you know he's going to do all 4 downs. There's no doubt about it. But they got to get the ball in. You kick a field goal, you're still down 1.
Yeah, but you're within striking distance with another field goal.
That's true.
Too many people in the field?
Nope. Ready to go. I'm looking to roll out left, hit Smith on a little drag pattern.
Too much time, what'd I tell you? What'd I tell you?
Wait, I watched the referee signal to start the clock, and 10 seconds later, the flag is thrown. I don't understand that. Just like that, he started the clock, and in 10 seconds, the other official blew away. I just don't understand that. Now we got 3rd and 9.
Yep.
Gives him a little more room.
Gonna roll left, I think.
I would. There he is, wide open. That's Smith. What'd I tell you?
Sir.
What'd I tell you? And it looked like he didn't see him at first. Wow. Man,
that was big.
That was big. The Crabbers now 16-14. Venezuela in to attempt a point after. Daz Newsom is the holder. And looks up and good. He has really got it down good.
I'm going back 12 games ago when we were doing the first game of the season for Mike over at Denby. And I called Mike on the phone and I said, getting all the roster, getting all the players, who's doing this and who's doing that. I said, Mike, who's your kicker? Don't have one. What? Don't have one. Oh, come on, Mike, who's your kicker? You hear me? I don't have a kicker. And we went over and did that.
And they didn't have a kicker.
That 800th victory for Hampton High School, the Crabbers. And guess what? Didn't have a kicker. He went for 2 points almost every time against Denby. But what did we talk about? He's going to go out on that soccer field or somewhere.
He's going to find somebody.
He's going to find somebody. Hey, Zeus, good job, buddy.
Yeah, doing a good job. All right, he's kicking off from the 40. We got 10:41 to go in the second half. We're in the 4th quarter now, Brent.
Yeah, with 10:41 to go, Hampton with a 3-point lead, and both teams have proved an ability to be able to move the ball.
They're saying, okay, Jesus, kick that ball. They're blowing the whistle, and I don't understand why.
Somebody must have put a knee down.
Ball is spotted at the 20.
At the 20-yard line.
He must have put his knee down or something.
I don't know. I couldn't see. I'm gonna
defer to the defer people.
I'm gonna defer to you. You got a better
Well, that's the
angle
only thing
than
I
that
could
guy.
figure was the second guy went down to pick it up. He must have put his knee down. I can't figure why the play
Yeah.
would stop. The ball would still be live if that hadn't happened.
Unless there is a rule that we don't know.
Hayes will take.
Well, I can't imagine as long as you've been doing this, that's going to happen. Unless somebody voted on it last night. I don't see how that's going to happen. All right, here we
Let's
go.
see if we're going to go back with Smith. There he goes. He's got the ball. And he's just a horsey picking up about 5 yards. You got to keep your temper. You can't be showing stuff out there and get a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that should have been a flag on that.
Yep. Picked up 6 yards, 2nd and 4. And he'll run to Smith and then all of a sudden pass that ball. Smith again. And he didn't get the first down this time. Looked like he stopped about the 28 or 27. See where he spots it.
They picked up 1.
3rd and 2. A long 2.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory. They're going to run this ball.
I know it's not 4-down territory, Brent.
Look at this beef coming in here, Buck.
Yeah, I can see the size of that number 50. Was it number 61 or 51?
I think it's
The
61.
young man, 61, is 249. And he looked like he got the first down. The ball is going to be spotted at the 30, and he had to get to the 30. And that is going to be a first down.
Yeah.
55 Jones making the stop that time, but not out until after he picked up the first down. But he only picked it up about a yard, so they're not giving him all kinds of yards. But now they're back with the 3 wideouts at the top of the screen and 1 down here. And they've got 1 in motion, and they're giving it right back to, it's a pitch. Wow, that's a dangerous thing. Lost all the way back to the 21, Brent.
22 or 21. Let's see what they spot. 22 is where they put it down, I think.
Lost and just, yeah, right, it's a 22, but he pitched the ball and was not a good pitch.
No, not at all.
Brings up a 2nd, and what's that, about 20?
We lost about 8.
Yeah, about 18.
Nice pass.
Brent, that pass was thrown to number 9,
He's the man that's been doing it for him.
Brest. Before he turned, that ball had already left the quarterback's hand.
And that's a first down.
Yeah, he knew where he was going to make that cut, and when he cut, that ball was already on his way. He threw the ball before the young man even turned to look. That's what you look at when you're looking at a quarterback who can pass the ball. And it goes Smith again. He reverses his field, and number 8 for the Crabbers, Taquan Brown making the stop on Smith, but he picked up, looks like about 7 yards. But he was stopped going to the right. Brent reversed his
He did good
field
job.
and did a great job, picked up 7 yards. And again, it's a pass this time. It's just a little heavy that time, and number 14 was the receiver, and that's Jonathan Griffin. And
Gonna make 3rd down and 3. He'll come in with the beef again.
Jovan Quillen, Bubba making the stop that time, 3rd and 3. And Smith is telling his lineman, I'm coming there, get the ball to me. Oh, no good, a little bit.
Pressure.
Little pressure.
by
That
Smith.
is that number 22 or 32? That-
32, I think it was.
no, that's 22, Brent. That's Anton Brown
He put a little
brought
pressure
in
on
there.
him.
Yes, he did. Anton Brown, good job that time.
Well, they're coming on like they're
And
going.
he's one of the outside linebackers for this Crabbers, and that's a 4th down. And you got to punt the ball, Brent. You can't
turn it over.
you can't give the ball to the Crabbers inside your own end of the field, and that'd be about the 47-yard line is where it is. A nice punt that time, punting it away from Daz, but he still gets it, picks it up, and picks up some yardage. Run out of bounds at about the 25. Are they going to mark it into 24, Brent?
24, yep. Well, that was the first stop I think that Hampton's made on them.
And during this
Half.
that's
Yeah.
absolutely correct. Well, Crabbers could really take advantage of this position that they're in, go down and score, and put this game to a two-possession, two-score.
If there's a time Hampton needs to score, this is the time it needs to make something happen. It would really, if they could get in there, with a touchdown now.
Well, we got number 22 Brown and Daz Newsman wide out down here at the end, and there was a draw play.
And he got nailed.
Well, wow, did he get nailed? And that was Strickland.
Lost a yard, lost 2 yards.
I tell you, wow, he was stopped.
Yes, he was. Those boys are staying home. Indian River's doing a good job.
Yeah, he lost 2 on
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Shooting the gaps.
Well, Tim's got a 13, so we take a 3-yard loss on that play.
And here they come again. Oh, he's in trouble.
He being Bubba Quillen just slipping and sliding back
Yeah.
there, could not
Get
set
his
his
feet.
feet.
Lost about 3 more on that.
Wow, they're going to move it up clear back to the 20-yard line. Actually, the 19-yard line. I'm going to check it again. It's 18. Boy, he way back there.
Yeah. He went back to set up, and his feet went right out from under him.
We got 3rd and real long.
About 16, something like that.
18.
Well, I don't know how that is, but you look at it.
Well, I'm looking at the score. I see what Tim's got on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lines.
And we got a wrong distance here.
He just threw it up. Nobody just threw it up.
Number 12 defending Daz Newsom, and that was Jacon Harvey. And that brings up a 4th down, and you're going to have to punt.
Yep, he just threw that ball up. It was out of bounds when it came down, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that was not a very good series for the Crabbers.
No.
They lost 8 yards on that.
Indian River stood up, buddy.
Yeah. In all fairness to Quillen, and when he went back there on that 3rd down, he just couldn't get his feet set every time he moved. And that's not a good punt. Went out of bounds and way. They're going to get a great spot on this ball. It's going to be inside the 30. Going to be.
The 26-yard line. Are you kidding me?
That went straight out of bounds.
He let that man through, and it intimidated him. Big series here, folks. Big series. Let's see what Hampton's got now. Hampton's, for 50 years, defense has been their game. Let's see what happens. Because they need it here.
Well, if I'm Indian River, I'm giving the ball to Smith.
I'm going to run him until he goes over the sideline to the bucket of water.
And that's exactly who gets it.
And he
there,
didn't get no-
Hampton, but Hampton's got to do something. He back to the line of scrimmage, didn't pick up anything. But you're right, Hampton's got to do something to stop him. Now, Indian River's got a field goal kicker. We watch him kicking from about the 27, so a 37-yarder. they could tie the game with a field goal.
10 in motion.
And they're going back with Smith again, straight ahead, wide open. When they put that man in motion, their linebacker moves out of the way, and that gives them a first down at about the 12-yard line.
Picked up 16 on that, 14.
Number 55, Keontae Jones in on the tackle.
Jones on the tackle that time, number 55. And I tell you, this young man, Mr. Smith, is going to be wore out today. He's running the ball and playing linebacker. And the quarterback just kept the ball and walked right in. Everybody thought the ball was in Smith's hands. Number 6, Tyree Givens Wilson takes the ball in, and they are now ahead 20-17. They being the Indian River Braves, and we got 5:48 to go in the ball game.
That's big.
Well, it is because everybody knew Smith was going to carry the ball. Everybody knew it. And he put the ball in his gut and then jerked it back and basically
Wide open. Nobody touched him.
Walked right into the end zone. And the point after is good, 21-7 in favor of the Indian River Braves.
Well, we have 5:48. Hampton got stopped on that last series. One thing I guarantee.
And that, what's that, Vern?
Mr. Newsom will not catch this ball on the kickoff.
Not unless he moves up into one of the small other positions.
Yeah, I don't see him fielding it in the air.
Now, this has been an exciting game, especially the second half.
That's like both teams just should have waited for the second half and just got on the bus and, whatever.
Well, Hampton had a chance to really put the pressure on. They had twice.
Field goal.
Twice they could have gone
got touchdowns.
Touchdowns. They didn't get the field goal, so there were 6 points that they could have had, which would right now put it 23-21. But it's easy to sit up here and second guess.
All day long.
Number 88 for the Indian River Braves, Grant Defoe, is going to kick off. And I guarantee you it's not going to go to Mr. Newsom unless I am really mistaken. Right to a lineman. He got the ball and went straight ahead.
The ball great. Oh, my heavens.
That number, was that 30?
Yeah.
Michael Cole.
He fielded that tremendous. Oh, my brother. Starting right at the 48-yard line. I mean, they hit him right in the chest. I think it wouldn't let go of him. The ball wouldn't let go of the lineman, not the other way around. Now they brought the ball back.
Well, you got good field position. You're at the 49-yard line of Indian River.
Now let's see what Hampton can do. They need to grind this out and score.
We got 3 wideouts. There's split in and 2 wideouts, and we're going to do with a little bubble screen, and that's Jazz Newsom, and he's going to reverse his field and picking up some yardage. He kind of run into his own man and still picked up about
looking at him instead of going down and making a block.
Still picked up about 5 yards. Boy, did the Indian River have that pass covered, that little bubble screen. 5 yards on that play, but he must have ran 25.
I'm tired just thinking about the play. But some of the receivers needed to go down and make some blocks.
He could have probably could have picked up a first down had he not run into his own man, but that happens. Quillen's going to go down, picking up
one.
Maybe, well, he's going to spot him about the line of scrimmage.
Picks up maybe a yard. There's an official timeout.
Who took a timeout on that?
The official did, I think.
On the stop, number 10, Unique Knight for the Braves.
We got a little conference call here. All right, guys, get in here. We're going to talk about what we're going to do after the game. It's George's turn to buy, so I think we're going to go to Van Costa's and get some pizza. Or Rico's and get pizza someplace. Okay, let's go back.
It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Crabbers.
Wind the clock.
Don't know what it was about, but the officials called a timeout and discussed, everything was discussed with the Indian River players. I didn't see anybody talking with any of the Crabbers, so I don't know what it was about. It's just 3rd down and 5. Timeout, Mike. That's his last one.
We have a timeout on the field. This will be charged to the Hampton
All right,
Crabbers with
4:18 to go, 21-17 favor the Indian River Braves. Hampton's got the ball at the 49-yard line. I'm sorry, 46-yard line. 3rd down and 5. If you don't get it here, you got to go because you're not going to get the ball back. More than likely.
More than likely, yeah. What Hampton needs is a 4-minute and 11-second drive.
Well, what they need immediately is a 1st down.
Yeah. But Indian River, I got to give them credit there. Good football team.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Coach Fairby and his crew over there. They've done a great job preparing their guys. And it looked like they just were a little bit out of sync at first, but they never tried to run the ball very much. Or if they did, it just didn't. They didn't look like they were. Well, I tell you what's happening. They stop and looking at it now. When they put that man in motion, it's opened up some spot in that line, and they're getting through that line
pretty quick. Pretty quick.
And that young man is
Smith.
Smith. I am really impressed with him. He's a senior, 6'1", 200 pounds, playing linebacker, playing running back, pumping up the balls, getting the water, driving the bus. Kid is going to be tired when he gets home tonight.
Something's going on here. I can't figure out.
We got big number 75 coming in for the Crabbers.
The official made him change. He must have equipment problem. So the official walked up and looked at his equipment.
Well, that's Volk, Ezekiel Volk. He's 6'3", 288.
Oh, come on.
Way over the top of Newsom. No way he's going to get that ball. The ball just flew, just took off out of Quillen's hands.
I mean, it's like he didn't even look at the receiver. He just threw it at a spot, and he threw it 5 yards higher. That guy ain't never been that tall.
That
would have been a tough one for Bobby Blizzard. Bobby Blizzard was about 6'3", and they had long arms. He might have got a hand on that, but we got 4th down. We got to get the 5 yards.
We'll get a 5-yard penalty. Here it comes now. Mike's on the field. He's on the field. He ain't got any timeouts. Gotta be. I'm watching the flag.
Now you're going to run it.
He got hit.
He got hit before the ball
got
got
hit before the ball got there. Oh, my Lord.
Number 7, that's Devon Hunter.
He got hit before the ball got there. Oh, my.
Well, they did not call it, so now it is 1st and 10 for the Indian River Braves. So now your defense, if you're Hampton's, got to step up, got to take the ball away. You got to get it somehow. We got 4:09 and in the game.
Well, he had an open receiver further down the field, but he had locked into that.
You think Smith may get the ball?
There you go.
And he did, but he didn't pick up maybe a yard at the most. But the clock is running, and Mike cannot call timeout because he has no timeouts left.
1st down, game's over, bud.
Anton Brown, 22, making the stop that time on Smith.
1 yard gain on the play, 2nd and 9.
Smith again with the ball, slipped and still picked up a couple yards.
Almost a direct snap, wasn't it?
No, it was a handoff.
On the tackle, number 53.
They're going to be about 3rd and 7, but the clock is running.
3rd and about 7.
And, you know, you don't have a clock that you can watch, so the quarterback can't take it all the way down.
Watch this flat pass. See how much distance they're giving.
Oh, man, number
Son, I don't know what you're
the
looking at.
54 for the Crabbers, Majette, dropped him backwards, 4th down, and a long 2, or I'd give him 3. So what, you got to punt the ball? What, you going to try to pick it up? You don't want to give Hampton a short field. If they got the ball, make them go, 70 yards.
They got plenty of timeouts to decide this.
Well, he's going to run it down and then call timeout because
Yeah.
the clock is running, 2:15. Now we got a timeout with 2:09 to go, and they'll decide what they're going to do. Right now, Indian River is in the driver's seat.
With 2:09 remaining in the game.
Well, those stops in the first half are looking bigger and bigger now, aren't they? Wow. I got to give Indian River all the credit. They have
Yes,
stood
sir.
up to the pressure. Hampton is driven down into the end zone and into the inside the 5 and come away with zip 2 or 3 times. And this is 4th down. Indian River's big play. I think they're going to bring the big boys in and go for it. I'm like you.
I don't know. I
I'm
would.
like you. I'd punt it.
I would, if I'm coaching, I'm going to punt it because I want to give Hampton. I want to make him go 70 yards at
80,
least.
Yeah, 70, 80 yards. It looks like they bring the big boys
Yep,
in.
they're not. They're going to go for it. Said, okay, fellas, what do you want to do? You're going to run the guy in motion. And here's the big guy gets it. He did not get it.
No, he did not get it.
He was stopped.
4th and 2. The Braves with it at number 21.
Smith, he was stopped by the center of that line. And I got to tell you what, Brent, my hat goes off to that Hampton defense. And I'm talking Conliff, Johnson, Coleman, Jones, Smith, Brown, Majette, all right in there. And then you had Newsom and Wells, Taylor and Quillen. They're out covering the wideouts. Now Hampton has a chance with 2:05 to go.
They got to throw flat passes or run wide. They cannot be taken down in the field.
Well, if they pick up the first down,
I understand that. What
the
I'm talking
clock
about.
stops.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know they're going to pass the ball. You got to protect your quarterback. You've got to be patient. If you're Quillen, you got to be patient. Wait till somebody opens up.
They fumbled.
Fumbled the ball. And Indian River's got the ball. And that is the game.
It appears there was a pick and a fumble.
Wow, that's it. That's going to be the ball game. We've got 1:50 to go. Hampton cannot stop the clock. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for the Indian River Braves. I did not see who picked up that ball or who fumbled. We got to come up with players of the game, and I tell you, I'm with you as far as for Hampton on offense, and I'm going to give it to Jesus Valenzuela. He's the one that very consistent, kicked the field goal, kicked every one of his extra points. We're going with him on defense. Brent, what do you think?
Well, I just don't even know where to start. I got to give credit to the whole off defensive line, Bob. It's really hard for me to pick off. Hampton had no interceptions tonight, which is the first game I think they've gone on all year without an interception. You got to give credit to Indian River for that. You know, I think we just ought to. Let me think about it. Let me think about it.
All right.
Good thing.
Red ball foul against the Braves. Substitution infraction.
I'd have to go with one of those three, I think, Brent. 150, we've got a penalty. It's 1st and 15.
Gabriel Markov makes it 1st and 15 for the Braves.
Which one is it?
All right, we're trying to do some things here and watch the game too.
Almost 10 yards.
Picked up about 8 yards on the play, brings up a 2nd and 7. Clock is running 129 and counting.
For the Braves. 1:25 left in the game.
Costly fumble, costly turnover by the Crabbers right there.
The only turnover of the game.
Yeah.
The only turnover of the game. Trying to get a little extra yardage, and sometimes when that happens, Smith gets the ball straight ahead, picked up a couple yards, crossed 50-yard line to the 49 of the Crabbers, and we're under a minute to go. 3rd down.
Yeah, they might let this go down to a penalty and then run a 4th down. Or punt it.
Well, this is 3rd down.
That's what I'm saying. Let it go down to a penalty and then run it.
Because they could let it go, get a penalty, and then run it and just let the clock go out. You're absolutely right. And I believe he's just going to get the ball, give it to Smith. And actually, just they first down with 18 seconds. And that's the end of the ball game.
Well, we saw it. Hampton came in 12-0, and Indian River came in 10-2. Hampton had some great offense tonight, driving down into the goal lines. Did not convert on at least 3 separate occasions down inside, and walk away with a 4-point loss for their first loss of the season. And Mike Smith's walking out on the field, and he's talking to one of the players.
Brent, let me tell you, this has been a different game than I expected. After the first half, I had no idea we'd score that many points.
No.
21 and 14, that 35 points scored in the second half. Hampton's on the low end of this, 21-17 Indian River. What a great job Indian River did.
Great game.
And I tell you, if I was given a player of the game, he'd go to that Smith kid. He did
absolutely.
it fine.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to thank everybody for watching LSC, your local sports channel. I want to thank Brent Musgrove up here with me and Steve Fry on the camera. I'm Bob Hintz. Good night, everybody.